Hi, my name is Becca Richardson. I am a junior at USC Aiken. So I grew up in a Christian home. I grew up with Christian parents. We went to church every Sunday night, every Wednesday night, just anytime the doors were open. But I wasn't really a Christian. I just embraced that lifestyle in a way that I knew that's what people wanted of me. I was living to please other people and not really to please the Lord. I didn't have a relationship with the Lord. I just did what was good and did what was right because that's what was expected of me, and I wanted to live up to people's expectations. So I remember it was right before my freshman year of high school, and I went to this service with my parents, and I don't even know what the pastor was talking about, but I remember in that moment that my life just felt empty, and I knew that I was never going to be able to please people, and I knew that that was never going to be enough. I think in that moment is really when the Lord led me to salvation and just allowed me to see that I was broken and that I needed a Savior, but that He was a Savior and He was all that was needed and required. I just remember feeling relief in that moment and just super excited just to have a life that didn't depend on me, but depended on Christ and what Christ had done for me. But my life really didn't get easy after that, so I still struggled with all the things that I struggled with before. I still struggled to please people and not to please the Lord. And then I ended up coming to USC Aiken, but I didn't want to go to USC Aiken. I didn't like USC Aiken, and I was very upset that I was going to USC Aiken. But I ended up there anyway, and the first day of classes, I didn't know a single person, so I was going to go to this event that they had for students where students could meet new people and make friends. So through a lot of circumstances, I ended up being lost and ended up meeting people from Campus Outreach like that day. And they were like, the event I was planning on going to, they were like, that's lame, you should hang out with us instead. So I was like, okay, that sounds good. So coming to college and just meeting people in Campus Outreach and seeing how their lives reflected God and reflected Christ in all that they did, and in a way that was daily and not just something that happened on Sundays. That's not something I'd ever experienced at home. That's not something any of my friends at home that would say that they were Christians did. And so even seeing people sharing the gospel on campus through people asking me to have coffee and like talking about Jesus, that was something I had never experienced. But it was something that I was like, wow, like that's so exciting. That's something that's so great. Like, why haven't I been doing this? Through being in Campus Outreach and through having fellowship with other people and being in a discipleship group, I really just learned what it was like to live for the Lord daily and to find joy in living for Him. And so I began just finding joy in things that I didn't find joy in before. So like reading my Bible and telling people about Jesus, like those things became joyful instead of burdens. Before I came into college, kind of sort of thinking of life as the American dream and coming to school and getting a job and getting a family. And so now, not that all of those things are bad, but just thinking like those things come second in living a life that is glorifying to God. And so that may look like that, or that may not look like that, but that being the main focus of my life, to glorify God instead of living a life that everyone expects. So that's just kind of my story.